Hello, welcome to WWF, the year of 1996. And this is your host, Daniel Vale. I wasn't gonna do this until tomorrow, but, or Wednesday, but I thought, what the heck, as long as I'm just talking about the ends of the matches and who's winning, why not just talk about it and then watch the videos later on? Okay. The week after In Your House, Rage in the Cage, the beginning of Raw had Isaac Yankum versus Jake the Snake Roberts. And what was perfect about that match was that Isaac Yankum used a DDT himself to go against the master of it, the inventor of it. It's a big deal. He's going forward, and all Jake had to do was hold on to the rope, and that's exactly what he did. So, Isaac fell, and he got to his feet. Jake hit him with the DDT. It was all over. What I'm really curious about is how he didn't, despite his own admission, he was not in the best shape of his career at that time. He was healthier as far as alcohol and drugs go, but he was not in the best shape to wrestle, so I'm kind of wondering how that worked in those days. You're being brought in to help be a mentor to people who are transitioning to a new time in the business, so it makes you, without being in the best shape, along with other aspects of it, probably very different for everybody involved that knew him personally. But what I'm really curious about is he was obviously in good shape to where he could walk and everything without getting out of breath, but he wasn't in physical shape. So I'm wondering how bad it really was. Anyway, the second match was Diesel versus Bob Holly. When they went to a commercial break, he beat Bob Holly with the Jackknife Powerbomb. As he was trying to walk to the back, lights went out, went back on. Diesel thought he could outsmart the Undertaker. He got in the ring thinking the Undertaker would be there. Lights went on, he was by himself. But this reminded me of way back, building up to WrestleMania, with Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Ronda Rousey, that she spoke about playing mind games with Ronda Rousey, and I believe showing up, in hindsight, it would have been better if she had shown her picture more than showing up face to face. Because when you make people wait, it makes them anxious. Is what she did. It just ticked her off, which makes it worse. When somebody is agitated, it's one thing. When ticked off, it's another, because if you just make them think you're around, it makes them anxious. But if they know you're face to face, it'll make them want to hit you even more. I think that was a mistake as far as mind games go. He ended up cutting a promo on Diesel. he said he will see him on the dark side. And they will definitely have a match at WrestleMania. What was interesting was Diesel. He had built up the character by this time of being an extension of Kevin Nash, the person. So it made it really interesting by this time that Big Daddy Cool is actually the nickname as an extension off of Kevin Nash the person because he is Big Daddy Cool. It's not just a character nickname, that's how he really is. Doesn't worry about a lot of things. So I find that very interesting. Yeah, he gets hot-headed, but he backs off. But he doesn't last from what I'm understanding. They also do a commercial about the matches they're going to have for next week on Raw. I think Bret Hart goes against Diesel. No, hold on. No, Bret Hart goes against Hunter Helmsley. Shawn Michaels goes against 1, 2, 3 Kid next week. This superstar known as Shinobi went against Ahmed Johnson. He's about to hit him with the Pearl City Plunge. Gets it. 1, 2, 3. Continues his undefeated streak. Think they have the announcement between Michaels and Bret Hart. It actually was a segment that turned into an announcement by Roddy Piper. Them announcing their title match at WrestleMania as being a 1-hour Iron Man match. And I remember when I saw the video for this, first time I saw this, I was wondering what show it was. I had no idea it was Monday Night Raw. Thought it was a weekend show or something. So it makes it even more interesting to see it all these years later. Because I have I think 2 different DVDs were made from Shawn Michaels. One was about him having a dream, and the other one was how his career started, how he achieved his dream, and then his return in 2002 as an active competitor. Well, in the DVD, that DVD, we see in the entire, him talking about the entire build-up, he said they showed the video of Roddy Piper making the announcement of the Iron Man match. And I remember thinking that it was a regular weekend show, so the fact that they took the time of their broadcast to announce this before the main event is a big deal, especially when considering it's Owen Hart and British Bulldog against Yokozuna, who had recently severed ties with them. So it's an even bigger deal, because even though this was at main event level, it was the main event, and in those days, main event meant everything. Just gave you an idea of how big that match WrestleMania was supposed to be. At the end of the main event, Vader came out. With some bad corner was trying to stop him. I think Cornette had the mistaken impression that Hart and Bulldog had this match under control. Vader couldn't listen to him anymore, and he ran in the ring. He clotheslines Yokozuna, causes a disqualification. Not that it matters at this moment, but because the most fun part is giving my opinions, I feel like having constant interruptions like that from Vader, especially in this match, even though it adds more to the story, it took away from a great ending. So I would say it's a little bit disappointing, but also great story that started and continued. But fortunately for the WWF, they added a couple of people to the story. I mean, Johnson came out, and Jake the Snake was right behind him. Fortunately for them, they had the Snake with them that scared him completely out of the ring. They plugged next week's two matches. The Kid against Shawn Michaels. Then, of course, Hunter S. Helmsley versus Bret Hart. They do another Billionaire Ted sketch. Larry Bling live. Huckster and the Nacho Man. You've been asked about Miss Elizabeth. So, saying, sending her my love, and then he said, now on to the real important question. They made you, WWF made you guys the stars. Why did you leave? We couldn't keep up with the new generation, the Nacho Man said. Then Huckster said the WWF said we were too old to wrestle. Look at me now, brother. Me old and slow and bald. Old is old, I'm only as old as I feel, and I feel pretty old and bald. Oh, yeah. You're both obviously over the hill. How much longer are you gonna carry on this charade? What charade? Got this, brother. I am immortal. Joining us now via special TV hookup from Atlanta. My boss, your boss, my heck, just about everybody's boss, Billionaire Ted. Hey, fellas. Billionaire Ted. First of all, how's Jane? Well, you know, fine. Yeah, fine. Then he asked Ted, first he said, I got to be honest with you. Can't tell who's older, me or these two geezers. But if you overpay me like you do these two has-beens, I'll put on a pair of yellow tights and dance around the ring with a chair too. Hey, settle down now. Don't want to overexert yourself at your age. Got a big match coming up for WrestleMania. And that's when Larry Bling asked the question everybody wants to know. Who's going to win that match? Nacho? Then he claimed Billionaire Ted promised him he would. The truth is, it didn't matter who won. The whole segment